I'm not performing magic, there is dust flying around. Give me a thumbs up if you own a cat and you spend the majority of your time picking cat fluff off your black clothes because they like to molt everywhere. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to give you a bit of an intro to this video because it is slightly different from our usual fare. So for one, today's video is not based in London, or it's not a history about London or anything like that. It is to do with the Paris Catacombs. Me and my other half went to Paris for the weekend, over the bank holiday weekend, and we decided to go to the Catacombs whilst we were there. I wanted to basically pop on here first to give you a bit of the history. When we were in the actual catacombs, it didn't feel right to be talking whilst we were in there, and the whole kind of sense of the place was very quiet. Also, I get very shy if I have to get the camera out in public. It's not my forte, I would say. So you'll see the footage from the day, and managed to film quite a large amount of things happening in there. Despite the, there wasn't tons of tourists in there, but there was a few here and there. But yeah, I just wanted to give you some thoughts from how I felt about going into the catacombs. So catacombs itself, pardon the visit here from my cat, this is Boots. Not going to pay any attention to you guys, I'm sorry, she's too interested in trying to get a cuddle from me. So the way I felt about the catacombs themselves, I felt like the area itself was quite calm. It didn't feel kind of deathly or gory or anything like that. I was a little bit concerned when we were going in there if there was going to be any smell or anything like that, but these bones have been there for hundreds of years, so there was, you know, they're completely rotted away. So the catacombs themselves were much larger than I was expecting. I was thinking that it was going to be kind of, you know, a couple of chambers at most, but it seemed to go on forever. And after we actually entered the catacombs and came out the other end, we were quite away from where we entered. So it was quite a long journey through the dark and underground. So if you are planning on going, I wouldn't recommend going if you are claustrophobic in any way, because it is quite narrow in there. You'll see as we're wandering through that the height of the actual tunnels themselves aren't particularly tall, so if you do have any claustrophobia issues, I wouldn't recommend going in there. The way that I felt when I was down there was that it was strangely quite peaceful, and everybody that was going into the catacombs was actually quite quiet and quite silent. And there are signs prompting you to be respectful, to not touch the bones, to not use selfie sticks, anything like that, tripods, yeah, to basically just not be obnoxious. It's very strange down there because you get so used to seeing skulls and skeletons and things like in Halloween decorations and on the TV and in films and that sort of stuff, so it feels very strange to actually be in the presence of actual human beings. Just kind of made me think about mortality, and you know, eventually we all end up the same way. Seeing that amount of bones in one place is something that you're never going to see anywhere else. So before we get into the video, I just wanted to give you a bit of history about the catacombs themselves, because whilst we were down there we did have audio guides, but again I didn't feel that it was appropriate to be recounting that back to the camera because it just didn't feel like the right place to do it. So I picked up a visitor guide on the way in, so I thought it would be best to read you the opening paragraph of the visitor guide that I picked up inside I was going to say the museum, that's not the correct term at all. I guess it is in a way. The Museum of Bones inside the Paris Catacombs themselves. This was the English visitor guide, because I don't speak French. That's something to actually point out to you, is that the signs that are within the catacombs themselves, they are all obviously in French because it's in Paris. So I will try my best to put on screen the translation of what the signs themselves say, because I think it would be quite nice to actually understand that. And in some parts of the audio guide they did tell us what they said, and in others that they didn't, but most of the signs that you will see in there aren't actually gravestones. There's only one gravestone that is inside the catacombs themselves, but the rest of the signs and stones that are in there are to do with the bodies were actually exhumed from the cemeteries that they were in and then put into different areas, so they're dated from there. So just to read to you from the guidebook. The ossuary known as the Catacombs was created in the late 18th century in abandoned underground quarries dating from the 15th century in the locality of Toumissois. I'm sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. As I said, my French, not that good. The first bones were transferred here from what was the largest Parisian cemetery at the time, the Saints Innocents Cemetery, located in the Les Halles. Les Halles? Les Halles. Hang on, let me show you. There we go. So, there we go. So the Les Halles. Les Halles. Please be kind. There we go. Non parlez-vous français? I don't even think that's right, is it? The cemetery was closed in 1780 at the request of the municipality due to concerns for public safety. So much like in our last episode when London closed its graveyards, they decided to close it because it was becoming a public health risk. The quarry department, created by a decree of the Royal Council on the 4th of April 1777 with the aim of protecting and fortifying the Parisian subsoil, was put in charge of choosing and developing the site for the ossuary. Little by little, these former limestone quarries began to house the bones from all the cemeteries of central Paris, particularly during the urban development work carried out by prefect housemen up until 1860. Beginning in the early 19th century, the catacombs were open to the public, creating a wave of curiosity that attracted a growing number of visitors. So just to show you as well, this is a map on the inside of the catacombs themselves, and just how far they run for. So it's quite a way. When we were down there, they were saying that they extend miles and miles and miles, and there's only a relatively, well, I say relatively small, it's bloody massive down there, area is actually filled up with bones. And before we went, I watched some urban exploration videos of people down in the catacombs themselves, and they're still finding bones here, there and everywhere. So I think it did run for much, much further than is on show to the public now. In the guidebook here, it says that the distance covered over the whole of the catacombs is 1.5 kilometres. So it says on here there's over 100 steps on both the way down and the way up. I think there's 132 steps on the way down is what the audio guide said. So they limit the number of visitors that you can have in, so it's limited to 200 at any one time. We bought tickets in advance, which was quite a clever thing to do because it meant that actually we walked straight in, whereas other people were queuing outside, and God knows how long they would have been queuing for. So yeah, so we were quite chuffed that we thought to do that in advance, so that was good. So without further ado, I'll stop prattling on and you can watch the video that we filmed in the Paris catacombs. Did you say hold on to your chapeau? monsieur.
Bonjour.
Need to see what I'm doing. It's not good lighting. And also I can't see where I'm going because I've got my sunglasses on. Ready? You can't just have it recording and you just us go, because it doesn't really add much. So where are we going today?
We're going to the Catacombs.
We are going to the Catacombs in Paris. So yesterday we went to the Palais Garnier, which is the opera house. And where else did we go?
The Gallery Laffeyette.
Oh yeah.
Marvel at the expensive stuff.
Yeah, so it's all designer stuff in there, so it's a bit like Harrods. So it's crazy expensive in there. And you found a Gucci jacket in there for how much?
A mere £1,700.
£1,700 for a Gucci jacket. We're posh, but we're not that posh. Oh, I can see the back of this now as well.
It's good. It's my best side.
Oh, I feel like my roots are really bad at the back though. Have you pressed the button?
No.
We're just stood in the lift going nowhere now. I don't know if I'll be able to film in the catacombs. I guess it depends what their rules are. Out into the sunshine. So we shall see, but I might try and do a bit of sneaky filming. I would assume I've seen pictures of it everywhere, so you must be able to take pictures and films.
Yeah, it's pointless having a gateway into hell if you can't let people take photos of it.
It's very true. Right, we're going onto the street now and I don't want to be filming on my camera, so I'm going to turn it off. Okay, bye. We've just managed to jump the queue. How long do you think the queue was?
I couldn't see the end of it.
Yeah.
It must have been at least half
So
an
the
hour.
queue must have been at least half an hour, maybe an hour. But we bought our tickets online, our little book tickets online. So we're able to go in. We didn't have to queue at all, so that was good. So now going down the wobbly staircase, trying to film at the same time. I'm getting dizzy.
Yeah. Stair museum.
Touch the balls.
Don't touch the skull.
No selfie sticks. That's the most terrifying thing down here. Watch out for the water. It's right above your head.
this. Yeah. It's only death goo.
Hey there, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like this, I know it's different. It's not London for a start, and it's all to do with Paris this time. But I thought that you would be interested in it because you seem to like spooky stuff like I do. So it's just something that's a bit different, and I thought it would be important to film it when we went. If you do like it, let me know. Pop a comment in the comment box below, and maybe we'll do more on location filming if we find some bizarre stuff out there for you that I think you'll like to see. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and to just chat in the comment box. Please subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to YouTube as well so you don't miss videos like this. I don't know if I'm going to put this one out as a podcast because it doesn't really fit within our usual remits. By all means, subscribe so you can see weird videos like this. And don't forget to follow me on all my social media. Links will all be, again, in the comment box below. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you next time.